Does this feel at all, this stretch, like the 0-5 stretch last year?
100%. The only way I would describe it being differently is we're going through different challenges this time. We have a completely new group of guys who are still trying to learn every day and gel with each other. And just from my perspective, I don't think I don't think we have a talent issue at all. I think we have talent 1 through 18. I think we need to develop an attitude of buying in and being completely unselfish, and especially on the defensive end, because stops win games. That was evident last year. So, as the year progresses and we keep buying in on the defensive end, you're going to see things change.
Jake, you had a great second half, but did that come from you felt like you needed to because your other teammates just weren't scoring?
Well, not necessarily. I just pride myself on being ready when my name was called. I was warming up for the second half, and Coach Drew told me that he was going with me in the second half. And I realized I needed to make plays in order for us to win, and I just took what the defense gave me and was able to have some success. But at the end of the day, none of that really mattered because we lost the game.
Jake, at the end, when you guys are in that locker room, how much of it is Coach Drew talking? How much of it is you guys talking and just processing those 40 minutes?
It's different after every game. I would say today was majority Coach Drew talking, because there was definitely some things that he felt that he had to say to us, and there were definitely some things that we had to take in, listen, and apply. So, it differs on every game, but Coach Drew definitely had some things he needed to say, and they were good things. They were great points. So hopefully our guys really took it in, and we're going to apply it going forward.
You mentioned just some of the issues with all these new guys gelling, but what does that look like on the court? What are some of the areas where you feel like you need to improve?
I think the biggest area is just learning how everyone plays. I feel like, speaking for myself, like I'm beginning to learn how different guys play. Like I know when Jay Sean is a great passer out of the post, so I'm knowing that I could cover out the ball. I know when I drive baseline, Eli's gonna do that little dive into the paint. I'm gonna find him. So, it is a long process. Everyone could say that we've been together since the summer, but playing in games is obviously different. So it's a long process. I do believe we're getting better learning each other. I think the biggest key is guys buying in and being completely unselfish.
Jake, how do you guys, keep your heads up during this? It's not exactly where you want to be by any stretch of the imagination, but how do you stay motivated when things aren't gelling?
We gotta just realize nothing worth anything in this life comes easy. So just keep plugging away, and I'm glad we had that precedent of last year, because we could kind of keep looking at that, because we were in the dumps just like we are now. So just realizing that to get to the point you want to get to, you're gonna have to go through some pitfalls. You're gonna have to go through some tough times, and going through tough times together is gonna bring us together closer, and I believe it'll help us gel even more.
Jake, we've talked about the injuries. What's it been like for you just getting acclimated back on that court, getting those reps? Obviously, today was successful in terms of individual performance, but finding yourself along the court to get there.
That month and a half for me was very tough. Obviously I tried to be the best teammate I could, show up every day and support my guys, but not being out there on the court killed me. And, I only had, I want to say 2 or 3 practices before the Lipscomb game, and I think that showed. I think that was one of my worst defensive games since I've been here. I got back cut a couple different times, but I'm slowly getting there, slowly but surely. I'm getting my win back, and I feel like my play is starting to show. I'm starting to improve, but yeah, we got a lot of guys coming back from injury. Alex is coming back. Chabi is going to be back, so I feel like we're really going to end up playing our best ball in February or March.
Jake, you hang your hat on the defensive end, and it feels like that's kind of the piece the rest of the team is missing right now. How do you, as a guy who's very defensive-minded, kind of help the team through that?
I think I try to set a pretty good example of just playing hard every single possession. I feel like if that's something that our team could adapt, not caring about your body, just sacrificing everything you got for the greater good of the team. I feel like if we all can adapt that mantra and mentality, we're going to be a very hard team to score on. But like I said, we're still progressing. We're getting better in practice every day. I feel like we really just got to translate that to a 40 minute game. I'm thinking NBA.
So many times Coach Dambrot talks about getting over the hump, and you had so many times where you were knocking on the door. Do you feel that it wasn't successful because of just still getting acclimated, what they were able to do just mentally? I know it's right after the game, but what would you attribute it to?
Yeah, I mean, as a group, the way, I mean, I feel like we have to learn how to become winners. Because we haven't, like, obviously we won last year, but this group in and of itself hasn't won yet. So once we're in some of these situations, we do end up coming out with a win, similar to last year. I feel like that'll give us the confidence in late game situations to become winners. And obviously, I got the utmost confidence in Coach Drew. I mean, I know, like, the guy's a basketball wizard, so I know he's going to help us turn this around.
Any other questions for Jake?